Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. We match number 3 with our budget living in. Yes, we'd like to play first. This is a very good hand. We have, well, actually, yeah, it's got action for quite a while. I think we keep it. And no point to really showing him what we're playing. Cycling is instant speed, so we can just pass turn with a mountain and hopefully not give him any information right off the bat of what we're playing. So, appears to be Affinity. There's a Springleaf Drum. See if he's got like the insane draw. That's good too with the Ornithopter. We don't want to see a Signal Pest here with the Ornithopter. And there's the Signal Pest. That is not good. We do have, like, we'll have to Violent Outburst very quickly. So I'm just going to cycle a Carabid. And there's our Swamp. We can also cycle a Street Wraith. There's a Beast Within. So next turn, this turn we can actually cycle a Jungle Weaver. Or double cycling is better. And I don't need to give him any information at the moment. We do need to find a land. But we're in okay shape. This isn't bad. Violent Outburst will take care of at least 2 of his cards. If he tries to go more crazy here, like we have to worry about that Blinkmoth Nexus getting hooked up to a Cranial Plating. Because I can run out this Violent Outburst as soon as possible with just 4 guys in the graveyard. In fact, it could happen next turn if we hit a land off either of these 2. So there's a Ravager. Ravager is actually quite weak right now because he can't activate. Well, he can activate, and I'll put it all in the Blink Moth, but then... No, he can't, because then what happens with that is it just kills the Blink Moth. So I think we're in pretty good shape, other than he does have double ways to activate Blink Moth Nexus. So I'm going to just take the 1 here. He still has 3 cards in hand. And then we will cycle the Architect. And we will cycle the Deadshot Minotaur. And didn't hit the land, so what we'll end up doing here is just cycling off. Forest cycling, yeah, we can just forest cycling and find the 1 of Forest. We don't want to take any more damage. And play the Forest. And that way we'll have the Violent Outburst. I hope he wants to go all in here. A smart-ish play might just be to, yeah, activate the Meatbloth Nexus and sack everything to it. So this turn, we will just pass. And see if he wants to do that again. Would hate to see a Cranial Plate. He's holding cards in his hand specifically for the wipe. Ink Moth is also a rough card with Blink Moths. Not a good idea to activate that Blink Moth. He's going to sack. Oh, wow. See the Arcbound Ravager. What did he sack? A Springleaf Drum? Because that puts it at 3. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we'll just Violent Outburst here. I think we're in pretty good shape. I could make him go even crazier. Alright, so here he should sacrifice his own Arcbound Ravager to... Oh, no, because he's going to put counters on the Ornithopter. And I'll just have to Beast Within it. So he's going to put it on Signal Pest. I disagree with that. I think you activate the Inkmoth Nexus. We're actually going to set his hand up instead of our own. So, give him the Inkmoth last, then the Signal Pest, and you can have a Glimmer Void. So it's going to be a 5/6 Signal Pest. He puts out a Spell Sky. That's actually very annoying. Our Carapid has to attack. Yeah, I think we just attack in with everything. Or Beast Within his Spell Sky seems kind of weak. Because there's no point not attacking in. I want his Spell Sky to die here, but he probably will just block a 3/3. Yeah, the Carabid, he blocks with the Signal Pest. That's smart. And just a 3/4, but he takes 12 here. And can he do enough on the backswing? So here I think we will Beast Within the Signal Pest before I give him a mana, because we know he's going to get a Glimmer Void. And this will actually cost him 2 life. Because he's still only doing, he'll do 7 damage with the Signal Pest. Unless he has some, like an Arcbound Ravager in his hand. Could go lethal. Another Spell Sky. And 1 unknown. Which at this point, he can only do 7 damage. And leave back 2 blockers, which would not be enough. He could leave back 3. He could leave back 3 and go in with the Signal Pest. Fair enough. Go down to a 7. And so he's going to leave back enough blockers. Love to just draw into a land here, just so we can cycle another Weaver. Like, I don't know if I can cycle just to try to hit a land. So we attack in and he blocks, he just dies. No, he does not. He'll lose his Blinkmoth and his Beast token. And we'll lose another creature if he decides to block that way. We can Beast within one of his cards to force him to block again. I think we just attack in with everything. He just has a Signal Pest coming up. Yeah, he's going to give me a 6/3 in the graveyard. That is not bad. And then does he have... Oh yeah, okay, so he messed up his block. You need to activate the Blink Moth and block. And then I would have had a Valley in the graveyard. I could have actually just given everything back and then reset it a little bit. See what we'd have drawn into if we... Another Jungle Weaver. Okay, so sideboard though gets a lot better for us. We'll bring in the Chewer and the Jund Charms. Dismember is okay. I think we actually even bring in Anger of Gods. I think anything that just takes out his early game is the right play. Dismember we could bring in for his Inkmoth Nexuses. If that's even still a decent card. Even Beast Withins are great. I think that we'll just cut some of the slower cards out. I don't know if we quite care about a Simian Spirit Guide. It's a way for us to... We probably don't need as many living, like, Demonic Dreads here. I'm going to cut down in how many we can cascade into, even though they can board wipe him as well. We want the instant speed ones. I think that we'll cut we'll cut both Simians. As we still want a high creature count, but we want to hit these cards. Maybe the Jund Charms are... Jund Charms are fine. I'll submit this. Not the greatest hand, but also not the worst hand. We have double Black Source. So we can cycle anything that we get. Like Dismember can hit, Beast Within can hit. We have two cycles. I think this is okay. He doesn't have a particular fast... Oh, that's a very risky hand. I could go evoke Springleaf Drum and he has to kill his Glimmer Void. Another Black Source. That is not the land we wanted to hit. Uh-oh. We might be in trouble. Relic of Progenitus. That's a rough card for us. Very rough card, actually. There's an Overgrown Tomb. That makes our life a lot better. And maybe we'll just play land go. I don't see us like killing a Relic of Progenitus. Mox Opal. Even when you just have to value for a living end, it's fine. Thoughtseize. He can grab my Demonic Dread. I don't care. He brought in so much hate, and so it's just going to be us casting big creatures. I mean, he'll take the Demonic Dread, I would assume. But he has a whole lot of nothing in his hand now. I'm surprised he took the Beast Within. Really surprised, because I think he's worried about me locking him out. We'll cycle this guy. Ooh, that is really good card. And there's just a living end. We did not want to see that card. shock ourselves and see. He's going to make us... So we just have to get rid of Beast Within here with the Relic. But this does allow him to untap. Might just end up casting a Living End next turn. Just... Geez, I could Beast Within right here. Oops, not undo. I wanted to, oh, well, we'll exile. I was going to Beast Within in response so I'd have something. So he can't, the only mana producer he has... No, I still don't think we Beast Within. There's a Chewer. Chewer will work out wonderful. I think we will evoke it just to kill off his Mox Opal. I think he's got another Mox Opal in his hand. So we could get rid of the Relic Progenitus once and for all. And it exile my graveyard. So maybe we'll Beast Within on his Glimmer Void. Cast a Galvanic Blast. That actually does... That does hurt, so... And he can Springleaf Drum now for the Relic. Yeah, I don't think that ends up being the best. So we want Evoke on the bottom and destroy his Relic on the top, so at least gives us back an Ingot Chewer. And now we have one in our graveyard. This will force us to cast a Demonic Dread next turn just to put out an Ingot Chewer. Finds him a land, not quite sure what he can do with just a mountain. I need to find like another thing to cycle so we can cast a Demonic Dread. Don't know how long I can hold off because he does have like Galvanic Blasts. Could have like more Mox Opals in his hand. I wonder if this deck wants like a... Yeah, Volscourge makes this a lot more interesting. He knows I... Yeah, that was weird. That's so weird he's doing this because he knows I have Demonic Dread. So I'll get back an Ingot Chewer and destroy his Springleaf Drum. And we can actually cycle this guy. Yeah, we can cycle this guy into the graveyard. So we'll Forest Cycle. And we'll have a 6-3 and a 3-2. It does have a Springly Drum, or a Signal Pest, excuse me. Attack with everything here. And he'll actually let it go through. That's not what I would expect. Unless he has like Galvanic Blast, Galvanic Blast. Cranial Plating, possibly. So there's Springly Drum, so he can activate the Mox Opal now. 3 cards in hand, though. Yeah, I couldn't block anyway, which is the Beast and the Elemental. So he's got to block next turn unless he has a blocker. Signal Pest doesn't do anything by itself. Arcbound Ravager puts out a blocker. He can sack a bunch to it. But he has to block at least the Chewer. So let's just not draw into a dud here. That is definitely not a dud because it gives us a blocker. So we'll attack him with both. And he puts a counter? Just a 1 counter? Yeah, what could he have in his hand that could still... And we'll play the Deadshot Minotaur. Maybe cycling that would be better, because it doesn't do anything here. It doesn't add. Because he could have Galvanic Blast. No, I don't... 3 mana, he can definitely cast his entire hand. I think he should have sacked a bunch more, like if he's got another Mox Opal in hand. Possibly cycling the Deadshot Minotaur for more ways to... But we'd only have one more Beast Within and an Anger, which we didn't have the mana for. Maybe this deck does want more red sources. That's the problem with it being a little bit on the budget end, is you don't have the best mana base available. But I still hold to the fact that this is a pretty good deck to start off with and then upgrade as you get more cards. So we will just attack into everything here. He goes down to a 1. Keeps his Spellskite. And we'll pass a turn. So again, he's not in even a much better shape. He's basically the exact same board position he was last turn. Anyway, we'll go on to the next match. This is Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Playing on a Budget. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Gathering Magic and check out our Playing on a Budget playlist, which contains every episode. Thanks again, and hope to see you soon.